Well, welcome to my backstep. I need to turn on the light today because it's not so bright and it's not so warm. It is 14 degrees Celsius, which is 58, roughly. Got my wings on again, as always. My hair is always a mess. I'm sorry, guys. That's just the way it is. I am going to do some more metal melting today. I've also got a couple other things that I'm going to do that all pertains to my metal melting. So, yeah, let's get into some of that. I also bring a lunch. Well, guys, one of the first things I'm going to do is address this hat malfunction, because this one doesn't seem to want to stay tight. Keeps loosening up on me. Try a couple of things. See if that makes any difference. I just tied the back of it a little different. And put my wings away. Yep. Alrighty, so I saved our cat treat boxes. And one I had the other day, well, it's probably here somewhere. No, I think it's in the house. It has my brass in it. This one I'm going to put my slag in. This is the brass aluminum slag. There's actually quite a bit there. I can remelt this down and get some. But I'm going to write on it the E-R-O-N-Z. Bronze, brass aluminum. And I'll keep some of these containers, and as they get full, then I'll remelt them down. I got a sift. I still didn't bring out my sifter, but that's one of the things. What I'm going to be doing today, guys, I am going to try. I'm going to melt down some aluminum. I'm going to try doing some of these cans and see how much slag comes off of it. I did get a book. That's a nice looking book too. Look, this is all embossed. And this is going to be my ledger for, whoops. Not for oops. This is going to be my ledger for keeping track of my metals. I can't really tie that on there because I won't be able to reach. Yeah, so that's what this is going to be. This is going to be my ledger book for keeping track of what metals, how much weight I have. Because I am doing this with the purpose of not just collecting it, but for selling it. Because, you know, precious metals are worth money. Copper, aluminum, so the alloys, the brass, stuff like that, it's worth money. So that's what I'm using it for. Why not? when I get enough there, it's like money in the bank. I'm gonna get enough there, I'm gonna bring it down and cash it in, and then I'll go and do something with the wife, something like that. It's my plan. I did bring out my Dremel, so I can do a couple of other things as well, all pertaining to my mill. But let's get the stove going. I gotta move the molds. I got some slag over on the thing over there to clean up. And this in here, this is copper in here, so I need something to put this in. I still don't fully understand why this didn't melt down. It should have. And I might not have just left it long enough, but these things did not melt at all. So I don't know what's up with that. If they're not really copper, they may be something else. So I'm not going to put these back in. Alright guys, I'll get back with you in just a second. I'm just going to have to keep adding these. Now, while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm going to do a little something. A little something something. try this one. They're not going to cut it. They might though. Yes, they will. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm putting on my gloves. No. But yes, I am putting on my gloves. Why am I putting on my gloves? Why? Well, because I'm going to I think that'll stay there. Oh, it's definitely not going to stay there. There we go. I'm going to clean some copper. I gotta swap it around a bit, guys, because some of the bits are hitting me. Oh, wires are coming off of my little wire brush, look. It's not very good for the kit that I bought. What? Well, that's not doing nothing anymore. God, that was a bit of a letdown. I was hoping to get my bigger copper bar done with this. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not using the sanding discs because I know they're just going to come apart. Let's try this one. Another wire wheel bites the dust. I need to get my drill and find, I have a big wire wheel somewhere that I could use to do this. I have one more here. That I'm going to use on it. And this is the one that you should see the most improvement in. Look at it. Well, I didn't get very far with that one, guys. Oh, that's going to have to wait. I was hoping to get that stuff cleaned up a bit. I got one cleaned up a bit. The Dremel tools are just not cutting it. Or just not shining it. They don't shine. No, indeed they do not shine. So, let's put this away. And let's focus on my metal. I put a tin can in the crucible. I can smell the sugar burning off. I'm gonna check that there now, because it is at 1,000 degrees right now. I only gotta go to 13. So, because you don't need as hot to melt aluminum. Which is why I was able to do it in my stove. Making messes on this one, that is. Get in there. Well, they will polish up nicely. Look, the difference. So that's a big bonus, but I can rate them in my book as is now. I got little flicks of metal all over me now from those things. I gotta fix up my table a bit. I'll get back with you in a few minutes, guys. I'm just gonna, well, let me check this first. Let's have a little look. Alright. Let's get it up to temperature. Alrighty, I'm just going to fix up my table a bit because I have a mess. A mess! And then I'll get back to you guys. Well, that's a little easier to work with. Now, let's do this. For my records, I am going to be doing all in pounds. See that okay? That's 1.64. I gotta move that little thing. Okay, it's almost up to the temperature that it needs. It's at 1260 right now, and it doesn't need that much for the melting of aluminum. It just needs the 1220, I believe. So I'm up a little past melting temperature. Let's have a look and see what's going on inside. Starting to get a bit red in the bottom. Nothing has melted yet, I don't believe. No, still got the 2 aluminum bars in there. I might actually turn it up another bit. I'll give it a little bit more time. It's not up to the temperature that I got it set for, and the crucible still needs heat, so I will let that warm. I don't want to overheat it because that's bad for the metals. And I got my molds. I'm going to try pouring some more coins today. Might have better luck with the aluminum. Well, that won't be too much longer. I was just picking up some of the little bits of slag that was over on the, well, it's not even slag, it's my actual metal. It was over on the ground over there. And put them in the container that I got. I do need to really get some other stuff for my slag because I'll use this bottle for the aluminum when I empties this out, because I'm sure all of this is going to go down into the crucible. There's almost no weight to this whatsoever. Well, let's see. Not even a half a pound in that, and that's with the bottle. So with what I got in there is probably, I don't know, it's 2 of these, which is 0.19, almost 2, 198, so almost 2.2. So I may get an ingot out of it. See what I get out of it now with the slag out. That's where that comes into play, because that's going to take out a bit of the aluminum. I'm going to keep some of these bars that I got because they're good for when I'm making the bronze, and they're much easier to deal with, unless I just like take the little bars that I got and use those. But sometimes it's easier because I don't have to make as big a batch and risk dropping it everywhere. We've already had that experience. I don't care to do it again. But that's getting pretty red inside. I'm just going to keep adding some stuff to it, and let's see what we get. I've got all this slag down here too that I can probably throw some of it in, because I know that there's liquid metal in there, it never melted down for me. That's why it's all clumped like that, because my stove temperature was fluctuating so much, it was kind of hard to get a good melt on it. That little bar looks some good though when it's polished up. I'll get the rest of them polished like that and get them put away. Very bright. Yeah. They'll look a lot nicer on the shelf. And a lot nicer when I bring them out to sell. Because they see bright polished copper like that. Damn. Then you get some money. Yup. That's the stuff that they likes to see though. It's the bright shiny copper. Not the old dirty scrappy stuff with the lead and the solder. You get less for that than you do for stuff like this. It's just the way it is. Better product, better dollar. Yep. I just popped another cane in there, but I also popped in a piece of aluminum foil. Here's some of the aluminum that I had previously started to melt. This is stuff I was doing in my stove that didn't quite melt down. Whoops. This crucible is starting to get a little thin too by the looks of it. Alrighty guys, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me for this episode of My Backstep. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And it's free. Free is always good. I will get back with you guys on the next one. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Be safe, have fun, and don't forget, try to get outside whenever you can to do even a little something. Right now, I'm just melting down metal. Have a good one, guys.